Hi everyone. So recently on my channel I've been doing more life-based things like hauls and beauty looks, and like I know lots of people might like to watch them, but when I originally started making my YouTube channel I did say that I was going to do a mix between my eating disorder and lifestyles, like maybe once a week doing lifestyle and once a week doing eating disorder. But I noticed recently that I haven't been doing a lot about that, and even quite on my blog, and I know that can be a good thing because it finally means that I am moving away from my eating disorder. But I thought, I don't know, I'm in the part of my recovery that I'm near to weight restoration. I'm like nearly there, like a long way off my lowest weight and only a couple more weights to go until I'm weight restored. So I thought I would do a little video on that. I say little, knowing me I'll end up going off into a massive tangent and this will be one of the longest videos I've ever done. But still, I thought I would do a video because I know for some weight restoration is very hard to accept. It's kind of like the idea is shunned upon, that you never want to get there, you don't want it to come soon. And I don't blame you, I was like that. When I was at my lowest and started recovery and I was starting to accept it, I was like, I don't want to get to weight restored. I know that I will get certain weight and then I'll just like try and convince them that I can stay at this weight because I'm happy at this weight. But I know now that if I had stayed at that weight, all it would have taken was the flu, the cold to come and catch me, and I would have been a sucker to it. I would have gone back and probably got to a new lowest weight and maybe ended up so I kind of realise that now, and I'm just like, recently as I'm being get to weight restored, I've kind of been like, I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of wishing for weight restoration to come a bit sooner. Like I'm like, I don't know what it is, like I know it's going to be really scary to get to the point where I'm going to be weight restored, because I know at first I won't like my body. Like at the moment I'm really not comfortable in it, but I try not to look too much at it because I know it's, as much as I'm nearly recovered, mentally I still sometimes get the odd moments, but I think that will go with time. I don't think there's points in trying to therapy out of me. I know that doesn't make sense, but using therapy to get it out of me, I think it will just, the times that I don't notice it, then it will go. But I don't know what it is, but I've kind of been wishing for weight restoration because the first time I noticed it was the other day when I was sitting in history with my two friends, and they said, once all of our exams are finished, we're going to go to have a meal out. And I was like, oh yeah, great, that'll be fine. And then alarm bells started to ring. At first they said Harvester, and those alarm bells went down because Harvester is a pub that has calories on the menu. And I thought, oh, that was alright, it'll be fine, Harvester's safe for me. But then they started to say, oh no, because not everyone might like it. So I said, oh, what about Nando's? Because that's another safe place for me. And then they said, oh no, because my friend is vegetarian for ethical reasons. She said, oh, right, they don't have lots for me there, which is understandable because vegetarian and Nando's doesn't really go well. So then they said like places like the Oyster Fleet, which is a pub on my island, or there was another one that they suggested, and I know for a fact that these places don't do calories on the menus, and I started to get really panicky over that. But then when I was in the doctors having my daily checkups and looking at the weight, my weight had gone up from my scales at home, which I started to freak about, as I always do. But then I stopped like quicker than usual, and I realised that I do want to be weight restored because then that means I can stop calorie counting. Like obviously I won't be able to do it within the first day of being weight restored, but the sooner weight restored comes, the sooner I can wean myself off calorie counting, which means the sooner that I don't have to restrict my friends to where they want to go to eat. Because even though they know about my mental illness and my eating disorder, I don't think they know that I'm quite open about it and they can ask me anything. But I don't think in that moment when they were discussing it that they really thought, like, it'll probably be that they'd come to it and then make sure it was alright with me. but in that moment they didn't think. But I don't blame them. They shouldn't have to think of places that they can't go because of me. And I don't want that to happen. Like, if they want to go there, I want them to go there, and I will do that for them. And so I started realising that calorie count, I want to be weight restored so I can stop calorie counting and I can just get on with doing stuff. It was then, again, yesterday when I was out in Spitalfields Market, and this was on a Sunday, because I don't know when this is going up, I was, they have always cake stalls there. And they had or fudge stalls, and one of them was Oreo fudge, and it had whole Oreo in it, and they had Oreos, red velvet fudge, Maltesers fudge, and it just looked so good. And then moving on to the cake stands, which looked, oh my god, they had like meringue one, so it had like been fired, so it was like, I don't know, you know when it's like goes all brown, so like kind of like marshmallow when it's been on the oven. And it just looked so good, and they had red velvet cake and Oreo cake, and all the cakes just looked so nice. And then in markets, it's a bit like Camden Market, Spitalfields Market, so you had all the Chinese places that smelled really good and like offering you food. And I was just like, when I'm weight restored, I'm definitely going to come back here, and I'm going to challenge myself to one, because that's really what I want to do. I want to have these cakes because I want to try them at least once in my lifetime. I want to go back to Camden and be able to take all the free food and have a lunch out of the amount of free food that they've given me. I don't want to be worried about the calories that are in it. And I know saying this is a bit hypocritical because I won't do it straight away, because I know it's going to be hard. But I don't know, weight restoration is scary, but then it also brings back your life, like the stopping of calorie counting, because you don't have to worry so much about hitting your goal so you don't lose weight. And this is coming from someone that really does want her life back. Like, I know some people who are in recovery have been forced and don't really want to. Like, they're meeting the calories, the lowest calories that they're allowed to, or the highest calories that their eating disorder allows them to. But with me, I'm getting to the calories that I need to be weight restored, because as much as that is scary, I don't want this for the rest of my life. And I know mentally maybe it will never go. There will always be that mental, like, we're always looking at packets and being worried about calories. But I know that for a fact, and this applies to everyone, that it will be easier. As much as might still be there, it'll be easier to ignore and so much less in control, because you'll be in control of your own life. And I don't know, that's just kind of what weight restoration symbolises to me, like being able to stop calorie counting and be able to get on with my life and try new things that I've never done before, and even do more simpler things, like even in Starbucks getting a frappuccino with cream and full fat milk, and in Eat, my new favourite place to eat, being able to get a soup that is over my calories for lunch but not caring, and still being able to get the hummus crisps that I like. That's kind of what it symbolises for me, being able to do the more simpler things and being able to do more challenges that are better for me. Like, don't get me wrong, it will take time to stop calorie counting, I know, for everyone, but trust me, the longer you try and put weight restoration off, the harder and longer it will take, and the more of your life it will put on hold. Like, you don't want that. And say going to prom, I've got prom this year, so I've kind of got to get over the calorie count, because I won't be able to calorie count when I'm there at prom. And I don't want to ruin my friends' nights as long as with my own night. So, like, yeah, even if I might not be I think I'll probably be weight restored by prom, but even if I'm not, I can't let this control my whole life. And I think probably by then I will be weight restored, because otherwise my dad will go crazy. But weight restoration shouldn't be scary. It should be seen as a goal in life to get your life back, a milestone in your life to living more. It's kind of like getting to the age of 5 and you finally go to school. It's kind of like that. You get to weight restored and you're able to try all these new foods, and you're able to do so much more, because you don't have to worry about all the calories. You don't have to worry about being tired and lack of energy, because you won't be fat either. I know some people think, oh, weight restorations, I'll be fat then, but you won't. It's literally just, you will have more energy for your heart, more energy in your brain, more time to think, more time to do, and it's just be so much more easier for you. And that's really what a weight restoration brings. It doesn't bring being fat to you, it's just bringing your life back. And like, I know it's going to be hard, and I've said this like 3 times now, but I'm sounding like once I get to weight restoration I'll just stop counting altogether. I won't. I think it will at least take some time to get used to the new body and whatnot, but it won't even be a new body. As much as I'll think I'll look different to everybody else who's not clouded with my own mental illness, I will look the same. So they will think that I'll look the same, and that is right. I know that they're right, and it'll be the same for all yous. Once you get to weight restored, you'll still look the same. You'll just look healthier, but that doesn't mean you look fat. And then, so once you're used to it, and you know, and then you can stop calorie counting. You can wean, well, not stop calorie counting, but maybe wean yourself off of it. So like, you don't count. You just do your breakfast, do your lunch, do your dinner, and then calculate it all at the end of the day and make up any that you need to. And then once in a while, you won't remember to, and you won't remember to check it, and you'll just have it, and you'll eat as normal, and you'll eat like a normal person and eat what you want to eat. Because I promise you, weight restoration does not bring fat or hate to you. It just brings your life back.